Good morning and welcome back. We are right here on 59 Minutes. We're discussing with AMUNGA here, my brother, who's also a political analyst, on the issues of the post-2022 post-mortem. My brother, we have one of the things that was noticed was the fracas that happened at Bomas. Yeah?
Yes.
And we were even studying some videos last night with some friends of mine and just saying the genesis of what happened and how people, that situation caused quite some tension.
Yes.
And then it spilled over into the day of the announcement.
Yes.
And the day of the announcement, we saw what happened. We even saw the incoming president's mother had to be escorted out of the building.
Yeah.
And then we, of course, in the lead up to the announcement, we saw what Chebukati had to say. How can you gauge our maturity in terms of how we handle that as a country?
Yeah.
Because usually, a situation like that, you remember the one for KICC, na hata watu wa kurusha viti.
Yes.
But that started a war like never before.
That was the end of the country.
Yes.
The country went
How would you say?
This time, we want to commend two things. The police. The police, and I saw their statement after this election. They have really given a very good statement. And even the observers have observed and commended the National Police Service of Kenya. Truth of the matter is, in that situation that we saw at Bomas, imagine if somebody had thrown in tear gas in that building. Tear gas, just one canister of tear gas in that building.
Mayhem.
And then the whole country is watching Cass TV's live in Eldoret and everywhere else in this country. And all Kenyans see the incoming president they'll use the word has been bombed. To just be a tear gas. Like what we saw when Martha Karua was in
Kisii.
In Kisii.
Yeah.
You saw that tear gas canister in Kisii. And everything went haywire. You can be sure what would have followed from bombers, the whole country would have erupted. The police was so constrained. They were so professional. Even the way they removed the people, the politicians who were making a chaos. Because those chaos we saw was not just ordinary Kenyans. These were politicians. These were agents.
Yeah, I mean, the guys who can access there are not...
Yes, not everybody can access
Not everybody can access there. Yeah.
So the people who are at Bomas are people we expected to have manners, to know how to handle issues, how to talk, how to do things. But you see, even starting from the Azimio chief agent, I can't remember his name, Kanchori or what was Kanchori. Even the way that night before, when Kanchori, you are talking about the video clips.
Yeah, there was even a young man who comes here called Banda.
Yes, Banda.
Banda, I'm looking for you, by the way. He has been on this show.
Yes, that Limono kwa kiruka Now, these are not just normal people. These are people who have got stature, either recognized by Azimio, either sent by the party ODM. These are agents. They are badges. So by what Olekina was doing, trying to reach out there and grab Chebukati's head and scratch his bald head, that was wrong. Me, I'm a teacher, and you have asked a very good question. Such an occasion was being watched by millions of Kenyans, including our children, whom we are teaching in our schools.
Sure.
They are watching to see how our leaders behave. It is our leaders who misbehaved at Bomas, not the normal Kenyan. The Kenyan remained very glued to that TV watching. And me, I was at Bomas, and I was very embarrassed by our leaders, not the police. And I want to really thank the police, because I remember the police were just standing by and watching everything. All they did was to come, first of all, and escort the deputy president, who is now president-elect, in, and stood guard. Then anybody now tried to approach again the dais after they had entered the main dais. The police made sure there was no access. And that is where we commend the Kenya National Police. And as regarding my friend, the incoming deputy president normally says, the police their welfare must be looked into. They must be improved. Because these guys have acted well, not just at Bomas. My friend, a lot of things have happened in this country will have gone wrong in the polling stations. You see all these results that came to Nairobi, that 4A, is because our security organs back there, wherever we were voting from, were alert.
Yeah.
Nobody tampered with those things.
Actually, we had a taste of patience, and kudos even to. And I'll say there's an unfortunate happening though.
Yes, sir.
That we lost a returning officer.
Yeah, that's what if I was just going to. That it really has downed our spirits that Musyoka, the gentleman here is called Musyoka.
Yeah.
That this guy just stepped out to pick a call, and that was it. It really damped our spirits. That we thought this election would be free of such kind of things, and that's what again we are wondering. It means.
Yeah, I saw his video asking, yani kila mtu akufe. It was very
unfortunate.
Yes.
It's a very unfortunate thing. We are feeling for the family. Let our brother rest in peace. He was died on the line of duty. But whatever has happened, on that one again, it means the security of the IBC officials, returning officers, all of them must always be guaranteed every year. I tend to think now the parliament needs to talk about it. Returning officers, all these people, when the election process is
because people are saying hatutaki hiyo kazi.
In fact, people are now refusing that job.
They're saying,
because it's a very risky job.
Very risky job.
If you look at what Chebukati has gone through, the words, even leave alone Chebukati, the 4 commissioners that we have been seeing on TV. If I was a husband or a spouse to any one of them, I really feel for my spouse, because
I was coming to them. You are preempted.
Yes,
the 4 commissioners.
They are being given the ones.
Yesterday we were on maths.
The maths. This lady Juliana Cherera is a teacher, and I could see everybody now wondering how teachers cannot add, So it's now coming down to personal. These people may have had their private lives, but they are no longer private lives now.
They are no longer
and forever, internet will not forget. Whatever they have said will never go away. Forever, all their lives, these people you are seeing, the 4 commissioners that you are seeing, wherever they walk, whatever they do, they are now marked citizens.
Yeah. And let's look at worst case scenario. Well, best case, of course, for people like yourself and UDA guys is this, Raila concedes.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's happening.
Yeah.
But if he goes to court, best case scenario is the court throws it out.
Yeah.
But the court could also say one of 2 things.
Yes.
They could either say, do a retally, or nullify the election.
Nullify the election and start afresh.
Yes. That's the other scenario.
Yes.
In the scenario that maybe an election is called again, what do you think the mood of the country will be?
I tend to think Kenyans are tired. We've gone through COVID-19. It ate into everything that we were doing. The school calendars, you can see, are affected. It's not, businesses are down. Our economy currently, as I speak to you, unga is back to the price that we had been ilipunguzwa for just election period. Right now, go to any supermarket, unga is back to 250 shillings. That's the reality. That's the mood in this country. The mood is, can we move on? Can we build back the economy of this country? Can we push back and get our things back in order? Can our children do exams? Can our schools continue? Our life cannot just be always about politics and about 1 or 2 people looking for presidency. So I tend to think the mood in the country right now, and that's why you've seen the country is back to normal. And I've seen your reporters on the streets of Kisumu, in Mombasa. Most people who are being interviewed are saying, we want to go back to our lives. We want our businesses back. We want our children in school. We want life back. This delay is not good for the country. And in case they will push again and say a rerun, I want to tell you, the moods in the country will go down, and the numbers of the people will vote will even be lower than it was during the yes.
I was just walking into the office. I met some guys out there who told me, "Hapana, they're never voting again."
Yes, because it's like this kind of scenario every time. It's tiresome. I come from Kakamega County.
Yeah.
We are supposed to be back in Kakamega this coming Tuesday to vote for our governor.
23rd, yes.
Yes, I'm just tired. I have the vote for this.
It's 5 days.
It's 5. I need to start planning.
Actually, it's 4 days because you can only campaign until the 20th.
So I'm supposed to be back in
Kakamega. So it's today, tomorrow, 19th?
Yes.
20th.
So the fatigue in Kakamega, I am on forums in Kakamega County. The fatigue among our voters who voted in the first election, most of them are just saying we are not going back there to vote. We have to do some other things. We have work to do. We have an economy to build. We have our jobs to, we have rent to pay. We have our children to take to school. So telling me that somebody will have again to fuel his car, or get into a flight, or get into a bus back to Kakamega or Mombasa to go and vote for the governor, I want to tell you already, that alone is a challenge. Now think of a rerun of an election. If this by-election in Mombasa and Kakamega is already just fatiguing us, it's making us so tired that we don't even want to think about it. Truth of the matter is, Kenyans are tired. Kenyans want to move on. The best gift this country could have had, and I would have wished, me personally, if I had been Raila's advisor, if I had been in his camp, I'd have told Raila is a statesman. Raila is not just anybody. Raila has achieved a lot for this country. I would have advised Raila Amolo Odinga for the first time to consider and say, Kenyans, we have gone through a lot. COVID hit us. These things have happened. I am a statesman. I have achieved, and he can enumerate all of the things that he has done. There are many. The freedom we are having right now, like in media, Odinga has achieved this for us. All Odinga needs to do for us was just say, I have looked at it, I am looking at the numbers. Even if we were to have a rerun, there may be a problem still. I want to tell Kenyans, I have considered. That would have been the best gift for Kenyans. And I want to tell you, the economy would have picked up the same day, the same night. Unga would have gone down. But because of this tension again, unga in the supermarket is going to go high, fuel is going to go high, many other things are going to continue the way we are.
Yeah.
And this stalemate
there was a panic just on 14th. We were wondering, what? There was even a word, oh, ongeza mafuta, thank God.
Yeah, they
didn't. But where they have stayed, where we are, is already so high.
And given another month,
it's so high,
it will reach a breaking point. Elections in Kenya are expensive. We could do away with.
Let's talk about some of the aspirants, you know, people who came in from different places. I mean, my friend Mungatana is back.
Yeah, Mungatana is back.
Guys who've been out there, Farah Malim is back.
Yeah, Farah is back.
You know.
Even apart from that, from Meru, there's a lady there.
There's a lady, alipita katikati yao.
Alipita katikati hao watu. People are talking about that lady.
There are some shockers,
yeah these are real shockers.
Yeah.
Even, I'm telling you, youthful faces are also in this parliament. Talk about Toto from Bomet.
Yes.
We just wonder how this kind of people are going to be performing.
Yeah.
Halwale is back. Halwale, the bullfighter. Yeah. Kimunya must go guy.
Yeah.
He's back.
And Kimunya is out.
But him is in now.
Yeah.
So these are some of the things that the next parliament is going to be interesting.
Very interesting. Guys like Jalango have been given a chance.
Jalango is here. Yeah. And when you talk about youthful young guys, people like Bahati lost now. Now that's where the only issue. Yeah. But here in Starehe, Nairobi, there's Mwago, Alex Mwago. That's a young guy.
Yes.
That's a very young
guy.
There's Karauri. And so there's a lot of things to look forward to in the next parliament.
Yeah. I was actually very impressed to see both Omogeni.
Yes, Omogeni
and Okia Omtata.
Okia Omtata.
I think the Senate is going to be quite something.
Yes, because the Senate is where we're going to see a lot of fireworks. That's where the Halwales are. That's where the Mungatanas are.
Yeah.
That is where the man from Busia, Senator-elect right now,
Omtata
Okia, is in. So you can imagine how
even Mandago is there.
Mandago is also in the Senate. Mtu wa kuweka siasa kwa lungs.
Yes.
So we are looking forward to a big thing.
Yeah.
And you see people like Gideon Moi. Gideon Moi never spoke much in the last Senate. He's out. Yeah. So there's a lot of things coming.
Yeah. And one of the excitements is just how many ladies have gotten positions.
Yeah, that's another big excitement, especially in the governor's race.
Yeah.
Talk about
your nomination.
Yes, they have fought it out.
Yes.
Talking about this lady from Machakos.
I mean, we've got Meru,
yes,
Machakos, we've got Nakuru.
Yes, and Nakuru they're calling Nakuru Girls High School because it is almost feminine.
It is Senate, women rep.
Yes, and the Nakuru people are happy. You know the good thing I saw when William Ruto was announced president. Nakuru was alive. It came live. Nakuru, I've never seen such a thing in my life. And when Nakuru is happy, let me tell you, Kenya is happy. Because 2007, 2008, Nakuru Naivasha was a bad place to be. But when you see Nakuru happy, despite being called the Nakuru Girls County, it means this country has accepted this election.
I was just trying to calculate how many women governors we have now. We've got from Meru, from Nakuru.
We have Fatuma Chani in Kwale.
Yes.
So
we actually have 5. I think
five
it's
ladies.
Kihika, we have Fatuma.
Yeah.
There is the Meru lady. I forget. I forget her name. There is Homa Bay.
Yes, there's Homa Bay. We have Gladys Wanga.
Yeah.
So generally, it's a great performance for the ladies.
It's a great performance.
Great performance.
It's quite something to see. You know, in terms of gender balance, when we talk about 2/3, achieving 2/3, I think, you know, the...
Oh, you are forgetting Cecily Mbarire, my friend.
Mbarire, but yes. Oh, my goodness.
A very powerful lady.
Yes, we have 5 ladies, Warren.
Yes, for Cecily Mbarire of Embu. And that's a lady also brought a lot of votes for Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
Let me tell you, a repeated election, and I'm telling my friends in Azimio, a repeated election is not even going to be good for them.
And
These people who have won.
Yeah. Then there's opportunity for, you know, for those of us who are looking. One of the things we have lacked is the vibrance of an opposition.
Yes.
But when I look at Senate, I see right now it's 24 Kenya Kwanza,
Yes,
23 Azimio. I look at women reps, it's 24 Kenya Kwanza, 20 Azimio.
The balance is real.
I look at 162
in the Azimio.
In Azimio in the National Assembly, 150, I think
59, 58.
Yeah, and then there's 12 independent MPs who can,
and UDA will get a big chunk because UDA, in terms of now,
political party,
and even the defections are already started. Already the deputy president has received them.
3 of them yesterday.
Yesterday, and more will be coming today at Karen. So you can be sure most of these independents will want to align themselves with a place they feel that's the winning side.
Yeah.
So,
but isn't it good that the government does not have a super majority?
It doesn't. It's like the former one, the Jubilee one, where it had super and then it messed themselves somewhere.
Yes, they had a super majority.
Yes, but they messed themselves somewhere. Truth of the matter is this. This is going to be one of the best parliaments. This country is on the right trajectory. And I want to tell Kenyans, you can put a smile on your face. Go about your duties. Let us build our economy. Let us work hard. Let us know it is personal and it's individual. What will happen at the Supreme Court? That one is for the lawyers and the judges. But then the lawyers, good time for you to eat again has come. Good time for you to shine on TV and to be seen all over.
And to tell us big words.
And to use big words. But at the end of the day, Kenya remains bigger than all of us. Kenya Kwanza.
Actually, when you look at it, I am actually quite impressed that we are talking about, you know, because a lot of people had also talked about fires and, you know, naysayers had spoken that, you know, I am Kenya. But where we are is good for, regardless of whether your candidate won or not.
Yeah.
It's good for all of us.
Very good.
That today we can sit in the studio. That was even my
one. Happy.
Yes, and walk out and go home.
I've left my place. I've passed Kibra, passed where to reach here. Nothing.
No, and you've not panicked at you.
I've not panicked. I put them down at Choma time. And you know, I was listening to my friend Manyora. Manyora is an analyst like me.
Yeah.
And Manyora was saying something like, you know, the tension, or you know, the situation, or you know, Chebukati has put us in. I called him. I told Manyora, don't bring tension in this country. There is no tension. Yesterday night, I was in social places with my friends from Azimio. And we are just joking about this mathematics that we saw.
True.
We are having fun.
True.
We took our drink, we took our whatever supper, went to our houses. We are happy. There is no tension in Azimio camp against it. It is the politicians. And it is a few of us who are analysts who come to TV. They have come, who are trying to tell people that, you know, because the figures are not adding up, people may react, people Kisumu may go on fire. People in Kisumu are peaceful. If they want to move on with life.
Yeah, I saw even the interviews.
So unless a politician wants to use an analyst like me to come on such a show and start saying things that like there's tension, there is no tension.
I want to ask you before we wind up. Social media.
Yeah.
This time on social media, one very sad happening there was the amount of misinformation, disinformation, and fake news was at an all-time high. You know, I have never, after I was talking to a gentleman who works at Facebook Kenya, he's like, we anticipated there was going to be something like that, but the magnitude was out of this world.
Yeah, it was bigger than before. But you see, some of it was being churned from very official pages. For example,
thank you.
You see,
like Duale, we were told Duale has lost.
Has lost from very official pages. And I know CIS or Siani. You know, he's a CIS, he's like a minister.
Yeah.
He's also an analyst like me, appears on TV. He wrote on his Facebook page that, he declared the results. That, Raila had gotten 7 point something million, and he even put the figures there.
Oh, yeah.
Sifuna, the ODM Secretary General, he also declared the results and put it on media and even gave the figures breakdown.
Now he's a Nairobi senator.
Now he's a senator. No, those are official pages.
Yeah.
In fact, at one point we had to attack Osiani and ask him, you are a CAS. Don't use your official handle with a Kenyan flag to disseminate false information. He pulled down the tweet and he actually apologized. So we are saying the problem with our fake news in this country is when it comes from official sources, from a verified account. You know what I mean by verified account?
Yes.
With a blue tick.
With a blue tick, yeah.
When you see a verified account giving us fake news, it's even very bad. In fact, such a person should even be jailed. Because that is even very wrong. It can put us on fire. It can bring a lot of problems. But I want to thank a few people. Let me put this. I don't subscribe to names, but, Dennis Itumbi has vindicated himself. Itumbi, immediately the results that Form 34As were out, and very many people follow Itumbi. He's one of the most followed Kenyans on Twitter and on Facebook. He seemed to be having a tallying center, which he seemed to call for the Hustler Nation. And the results he gave are exactly the same results that Chebukati gave, because he removed them from the portal. And he told Kenyans, I have done this. I have compared this. So you see, by yesterday, Itumbi's following on Twitter and on Facebook had shot up by 500,000. When you are a credible source, people respect you.
People would want to
the thing about truth is this, and the Bible says it. You can't bury the truth. I can come up with all the fake news in the world.
What do you think is going to happen next for media? Because I think one of the things about media, and I share the view that I think we were indicted as media.
Yes.
I think generally, and most people say that now, all media should have had
a tallying center
and a joint one.
And a joint one, you should have do this.
Because it reached a point it was a joke. If you want to follow Azimio, enda huku. Ukitaka kufollow nani, enda huku.
If you want to watch Wajakoya, you go to some other TV station.
We became a joke.
What media needs to
and even sometimes it switched. Your guy was leading in that station, suddenly.
So you have to switch the station.
Channel.
What we said, and we said that even, I think the parliament should also discuss that to help put some regulations. But media, if media can organize presidential debates, then media can do even much better than even any other tallying center in this country.
Yeah, because media seems to lose the power to be the source. You see, kelele you work on social media. Then you come to a newspaper like this and check. Why is that so? We want
to counter check with the real media.
With the real media, But we lost our ground.
The way CNN and Fox News and even BBC do their thing when the elections is on in Europe or in America. When CNN declares, when you see on the screen, Obama is president-elect, it's final.
It's what it is.
The others will just verify finally. Because they have also the tallying center, they have all these things. They are calling from various states, all the states.
And they won't declare and someone declares somebody else.
And you will see what they have declared. The other TV stations are also declaring. Even opposing, like this time we had Fox News, which was opposing. But Fox News was also having the verified results. So at the end of the day, our media houses can come together. And I believe they can.
And we should be able to agree to the point.
You need to agree. The same way you normally agree about the presidential debate. And you do a joint debate for all these people. You can do better this coming election. 2027, we want to see a better media in this country. You can do much better than, in fact, you can give this country much hope. That once we put on our TV the next morning after the election, these media houses can declare.
I think it will be important, even as we talk about post-mortem. IBC watakuwa na post-mortem. Media has to have a post-mortem. Churches have to have a post-mortem.
Yes. And even these political parties will have
political parties have to have a post-mortem. You have to go back and ask yourself the hard questions. Did we do right?
Where did we go wrong? Where did we get it right?
Yes.
Like I believe Azimio has a big question, like, why didn't they just have also their own well-done, tallying center? We have looked at whatever, I've listened to their analysts. It was like, even when those of us who are at Bomas, at many points of the tallying. It was like Azimio just didn't have a central tallying center. Any coalition worth its name in this kind of election must also have its tallying center.
What's your parting shot, my brother?
Parting shot, Kenyans, we are safe. We have done a good job. Kenyans, you need a pat on the back. You did your job. You voted. You are back to your business. You are doing your work well. Let us continue. Tomorrow, schools open. Take your children to school. Kenya is safe. Kenya is peaceful. There's a president-elect. There's a sitting president. We have the Supreme Court. We have the Constitution. I don't think anything is going to go wrong at this time. We are at a very good point. And we want to commend Kenyans for the good job done. Our work now is to wait for the Supreme Court judges to make a ruling. Once the ruling is done, Kenya must move on.
Amen to that. That's 59 minutes. Always a pleasure talking to you, Bwana Peter Amunga.
Ahanyala bandu.
Ahanyala bandu. I like that. Na Western mlifikisha 70%.
Sasa.
Unajua sasa tuko kwa postmortem.
All the city president needed was 25% in 25 counties.
Hapo ndio mnaangukia.
Kakamega was one of them. So was Busia. So we gave the sitting president the two. 25%.
Mulipena 25% kila mahali. You're a equal opportunity voter. We're going to call it there, but Bungoma ni kama mlipeana.
Bungoma reached 68-70%. Actually, according to Bungoma, some figures are putting it that Kenya Kwanza got almost 90% in Bungoma County.
Wow.
So in places like Sabot, people gave UDA almost everything. From MCA, it was a suit. So we are there. I think William Ruto did a great thing to bring Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula on board. And that's where Raila Amolo Odinga lost.
That's where
you
the
don't
earthquake
lose
came
your
in.
friends. You don't lose your friends. Keep your friends. And keep your enemies closer. But your friends, don't lose them.
Because that would have made a difference. Bungoma would have done it.
If Bungoma had voted for Raila, Raila would be president right now. We don't even be going to Supreme Court. We're talking about almost 1 million votes that came from Bungoma. Those are very many votes.
Very significant. Very true. We end it there. In 59 minutes. Join me tomorrow. You have a wonderful day.